Ready, drivers ready, lesson 5. All right, we are started. 13.5 4-wheel drive. Oh, Mark already looking inside. Greg sending it on that tabletop, trying to put a little bit of pressure on him as they freight train down. Oh, Thomas jumps off the outside of the track. Great marshal by Corgi. Gets him right back into third. He only loses 2 positions. That could have been much worse. But it'll be your A1 winner, Mark Starling, out in front now. Greg Gavelin in the 2. Greg doing all he can to try to play spoiler. I don't think he can get it. Thomas has a 1 and a 2, so he has 3 main points. But Greg can try and put himself onto the podium. That is for sure. As a 5-car breakaway now out in front. Wow, Greg was flirting with a little bit of disaster there. Lands on the pipe, but able to drive out of it. As your leader continuing to stretch it out with Greg in tow. Thomas Reynolds behind him and Tyrell right there. They've lost touch with 5th. Craig Shepard just a little bit now in this one. As your leader goes into the wall ride, working towards the back right-hand side of the track. Up over that gap double, working down in front of the driver's stand. Oh, Mark with a little bit of a wide line there, trying to get himself squared up for that little single shooter. Thomas has gotten back to the 2 now. Greg has shuffled way back down the leaderboard. He's now in the 6th spot from the 2. Didn't see where that mistake happened. As Starling continues to run out front with 4:10 to go, but Thomas closing in ever so slightly. It was 22 flat to 21.8 that last time by. It's Mark, Thomas, Tyrell, Craig, and Cole, your top 5. Greg running 6, Alan 7, Richard 8, Evan 9, Frank, Dave, and Aaron. So Alan tumbles and then gets by Evan. Evan rolls it over. So it is Mark still leading him around. Once again, Mark, Thomas, and Tyrell, your top 3. As they're cruising around. Tyrell with a little bit of a mistake there. Still sits in that 3rd spot. Cole trying to reel him in. It's Mark and Thomas out in front, though that gap's starting to close just a little bit. It's down to 2.3 seconds now. Alan, you're in between 1 and 2. Thank you. Mark, Thomas, Tyrell, Cole, and Greg, your top 5 right now, followed by Craig, Richard, Alan, Evan, and Frank, your top 10. And as your leader floats it beautifully over that triple, Thomas shorts it just a little bit, drives out of it though. No real harm there to his lap time. Actually, 22 flat for him. 21.7 out of Mark up front.
Two minutes left.
2 to go. Mark continuing to run out in front after that early mistake by Thomas, where he took the double on the right-hand side just a bit too wide. Lost touch with him. And now he's trying to reel him in, and it was 2.3 just a few laps ago. Now it's 1.4. Richard, be aware you're between 1 and 2 if it becomes an issue. Thank you. Mark, Thomas, Cole, Tyrell, Greg, your top 5. Richard, Craig, Alan, Evan, Frank, and Dave, and Aaron. As we catch back up with your leader here in over that tabletop he goes. Thomas has reeled him in, But we're getting down to just a couple laps to go here. 1 minute remains.
1 minute left.
And they have caught Greg, who's running in the 5. So your leaders have lapped up through the top 5 drivers now. And Thomas now is definitely on the wing of Mark. So we're going to go top to bottom here. Mark, Thomas, Cole, Tyrell, Greg, Craig, Richard, Evan, Allen still running on the track. But we go back to the battle for the top spot. Double, triple for both of those drivers. It's the green and white with yellow wheels of Mark Starling. The red, blue, and white wheels of Thomas Reynolds in the 2. Right on the pipe they both go. Down into that wall ride section. 22 seconds on the clock. They're going to get this one plus one more. Don't be the reason, guys. Alan, be aware you are between 1 and 2 now. Perfectly done. Here we go. Last lap battle for the win and the overall. Mark Starling and Thomas Reynolds. Into that little staircase they go. 5 seconds on the master clock. Mark a little bit wide there. Thomas closing in on him. There should be plenty of room between them and anybody else. Race them to the line. It is, Reynolds rolls it over at the top of the hill. Mark's just got to get through the rhythm clean now, and he does. And Mark Starling will win your 13.5 4-wheel drive buggy division. Thomas will come across in the 2 to secure the 2. As we wait for Craig, all stop, all done. That is a race. What a battle there in the end for 13.5 4-wheel drive buggy. As Mark able to hold off Thomas Reynolds. And then Cole, Tyrell, Greg, Craig, Richard, Evan, Allen, Frank, Dave, and Aaron.